Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are finally getting um, getting started with the Star Trek marathon. Um, this has been a long time waiting that I've been wanting to do the Star Trek movies, and I honestly believe that this is the time to do it. So yeah, as you can see, I'm a really big Star Trek fan, and if you guys have not followed the channel basically ever since I started it, you guys would probably know I'm a very big Star Trek fan. Um, and yeah, well, one, you guys can tell I have the blonde hair. By next video, hopefully, I will have blue hair back. Um, and um, um, so unfortunately, I don't have all the versions of Star Trek the Motion Picture, but we'll get onto that later. Um, I also I almost have all the films. I like obviously we have Star Trek the Motion Picture right here, but I have almost all of them, including 4 and 5, which I just picked up today. Unfortunately, the only one I don't have is 6, and that's gonna be a little bit it's gonna be a little hard because um obviously that's the only one I need, and that's video's gonna be coming out by Friday. So yeah, this might be a little bit more difficult to do, but yeah. Let's get started. Um, this Star Trek: The Motion Picture was released on December 6th, 1979. Directed by Robert Wise, had a budget of $46 million, and at the domestic box office it made 82 million, and worldwide it made 139 million. So that was pretty good, but not as much as Paramount wanted it to make. So the plot for this movie is the Federation calls on Admiral James T. Kirk, played by William Shatner, and the crew of the Starship Enterprise to contain an ominous Nimbus object that's on a crash course with Earth. After investigating, the crew discovers that the alien cloud harbors artificial intelligence with a anonymous primary directive. Crisis strikes when a probe dispatched by the energy cloud attacks the crew, abducting navigator Luchin Ilea, played by Persis Kambata, and an android look-alike containing all her memories. It shows up soon later, and the crew of the Starship Enterprise had to combat the cloud before total annihilation of Earth. Um, so yeah, this is not the best film of the franchise. Um, but it's certainly not. It's for me personally, and for a lot of people, it's one of the lesser films. But um, it's still not bad per se. It's just very slow and very boring. Um, so let's talk about the cast. So we got William Shatner as Before I go too far, this is going to be the only one where I'm going to be talking about the whole original series cast, because like individually, because if I just kept on talking about them throughout like each video, it's going to be taking way too long. Um, so for just this video, I'm going to be talking about each individual cast member, and then for the rest, I'm going to be talking about the new cast members. So for the cast, we have William Shatner as Admiral James T. Kirk. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest, he's my favorite character. We got Leonard Nimoy as Mr. Spock. DeForest Kelly as Dr. Leonard McCoy, also known as Bones. James Doohan as Scotty. Walter Koenig as Pavel Chekhov. George Takei as Hikaru Sulu. Nisha Nichols as Uhura. And So that's all the main original cast members from the first film, and obviously they all do great performances. Like that's a guarantee. So for the new cast members, we got Princess Gambata as Lieutenant Ilea. Um, and we got Stephen Collins as Willard Decker, who is the new commanding officer of the Enterprise before Kirk comes aboard and takes command of the ship for himself. Um, so yeah, all the original cast members are great. Um, and even the new cast members are good as well. Um, um, so yeah, so over the course of over 40 years now, or yeah, 40 years since over 40 years since the or like yeah, so 40 years ever since the film came out, there has been three editions of the film itself. We have the theatrical cut, which is the only one that's been released on Blu-ray, I think as of now. Um, we have the TV version, which you guys may remember I did get on VHS. Um, which has, you guys can see on there, as 12 additional minutes of footage. This is labeled as the special longer version or just the television version. And then in 2003 we had, or actually no, in 2001 we had the director's cut. Um, I believe the director's cut is about 4 minutes longer than the theatrical, and obviously the TV version is about like 12 minutes longer than the theatrical cut. Um, which one do I prefer? Um, but the theatrical cut, I feel like this is cool for the fact that usually we really don't get the TV versions anymore of films, besides like the first Superman film, where a couple years ago we did get the TV version on Blu-ray. Um, but we usually don't get high quality versions of the TV versions, like, or maybe that might change at some point. Um, um, but I think the highest quality you can get is probably the Laserdisc, but that's in pan and scan along with this VHS. Um, but yeah. But yeah, I personally would rather watch the theatrical cut, which this is the 2013 Blu-ray that came out. Um, this is the standard Blu-ray disc that usually all the versions come with. Unfortunately, like I said, the director's cut isn't even on Blu-ray either. Um, the highest quality you can get is the director's cut DVD, which unfortunately I wasn't able to get for this review. But that's like about, I think it was actually like 3 or 4 minutes longer than theatrical. Um, and like the film itself is already pretty long. It's already over like 2 hours long. Um, but I just think more footage, it's great and all, but I just think it's overall pointless. Um, it's just the fact that we're just getting more footage, and I believe if I'm reading this right, it says plus over 15 minutes of previous released footage. So I believe that would be all the 12 minutes of footage that's in this, and then the 3 minutes that was in the director's cut, which would make sense. But yeah, if you like the director's cut or the special longer version, um, then all the deleted scenes I believe are in the Blu-ray. So you're not really missing much by upgrading to Blu-ray. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna have the respective cuts, but it's not gonna be it's not really worth it. It's just the fact of more footage and more time that you're just wasting. So if I really wanted to watch one, I would go with the theatrical. But if I really wanted to, I might go with the director's cut or the TV version. Um, and really quickly, I want to go back to the cast. All of them are great. Um, it's just the fact that uh, they don't really give them much to do except for just going along with the beats of the film. Um, um, so as you guys can probably see right here, the music was composed by the fantastic Jerry Goldsmith, and I have the 2012, the 2012 three-disc edition soundtrack right here, which I did a video about, like a couple months ago. Um, it's a, oh, almost opened up the wrong side. Um, it's a fantastic release. All the music is there, including some um, additional tracks that weren't on the previous editions that came out. Um, and I believe it's still available on La La Land Records. So if you want to get that for $35, then there you go. Um, so like I really don't want to make this short, but I really don't know what to talk about. Um, so unfortunately, none of the original 10 films that have come out have gotten 4K releases. At even today, like there's a listing on Blu-ray.com that mentions that there's going to be a 4K release for Star Trek 2, but so far there's nothing has happened about that. We did get 4K releases of the J.J. Abrams films like Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond, even though I don't have that one. Um, I haven't seen these in 4K yet, but I guess I'll find out. Um, I will have to talk about this at some point, because this I got gypped on during Black Friday. So, so this is the Star Trek Beyond 4K, you know, has all three discs. Um, But for my copy of Star Trek Into Darkness, it's literally just the second disc of the Blu-ray. And I find that that is... I don't think it's cool that my Blu-ray disc, or that 2 of my disc in this is gone, but... that's life for you. Um... Um... I really don't know what else to talk about. Oh yeah. So I'll get on to the fun facts, and I guess I'll quickly go actually over these editions that have come out, and then I'll give my final rating for the film. So my fun fact for Star Trek: The Motion Pictures that, well, okay. So starting with this video, I'm gonna go with a Did you know, and then we'll go on. So did you know that Will Decker was supposed to be the son of Commodore Decker from the TOS classic episode, The Doomsday Machine? So yes, in the original script for the film, there was it was mentioned that Will Decker, that was supposed to be the new captain of the Enterprise, was supposed to be the son of Commodore Decker, who, um, if you guys know Star Trek very well, if if you watch the second season episode, season 2, episode 6 of the original series called the Doomsday Machine, Commodore Decker is in that, and he is the commander of the USS Constellation, and is ultimately sacrifices himself to try and destroy the Doomsday Machine. Um, So they did have a plot thread which was gonna say that Will Decker was gonna be the son of Commodore Decker, and he was trying to please his father in trying to become the new captain of the Enterprise, and then Kirk basically just took that away from him and became the new captain. Um, so yeah, so this is the 2013 Blu-ray release. This is the exact same to like the 2009 Blu-ray editions, except with just like a different style of packaging. Without like the little things at the bottom. Like I'll take out. So this is a 2009 release, and it has like these things at the bottom. And so this is the 2013. This is a 2013 release, and this is a 2009 release. They're basically the exact same. It's just that the 2013 releases got rid of this at the bottom. Um, so yeah, so this is the exact same, and special features are a commentary with Michael and Denise Akuda, Judith and Garfield Reese Stevens, and Darren Dutchman. Dutcherman, I think that's how you say it. I'm sorry if I butchered that. The longest trek, writing the motion picture in HD. The special Star Trek reunion in HD. Starfleet Academy. The mystery behind the V'ger in HD. The Blu-ray exclusives where it's the library computer and the Star Trek IQ. And then, like I said before, plus over 15 minutes of previously released content. Um, and so, like I said, unfortunately, I don't have the director's cut on DVD, but um, I do have the special longer version on VHS. Um, this is the re-release from like 1994, like yeah, 1991. With the Enterprise. You can tell that's the special longer version. Um, so there's the label. No end label, and I don't think there's no print date. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is one. So yeah, I honestly give this. I'm gonna give this film a 6 out of 10. Not the best Star Trek film. It's probably down at the very bottom, but it's certainly not a bad film. It's just the visual effects I think are really great, which is something I haven't really talked about. The visual effects are done in camera with ILM, from like the Star Wars films, with the actual ships, with motion control. Uh, it looks fantastic. This I can certainly say this much. This is the best looking Star Trek film out of the whole franchise. Um, um, it's just the main problem is the script. It's not really fleshed out. It's over an hour before they actually set off to find V'ger, and um, yeah. The ending, which I'm gonna get into spoiler territory with the ending. Um, so the ending for Star Trek: The Motion Picture is that V'ger needs to evolve, and um, everyone's like, "Oh, what do we do?" And Will Decker decides that because the computer, the robot version of Ilea, uh, kind of forces him to, like, not really forces him, but kind of persuades him to do it, and he bonds with the computer, and basically the day is saved. Um, so basically, like, I feel like they could have done a lot with Will Decker, but it was just not really given that much potential. Um, but yeah, like the effects look fantastic. Um, it's not a Star Trek, Star Wars thing where George Lucas went back in and basically changed all the effects in the film. Um, these are unaltered, like The only thing they changed is upscaling from from like 480p to like 10 1080p. It's basically just going from like SC to HD. None of the effects have been altered in any shape or way, and so that's why I like them personally more than the Star Wars films. But I'm gonna give this film a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad film. It's just very long, very boring. The effects are the best out of the franchise, but it's really hindered by the script and the fact that it's over 2 hours long. So stay tuned for tomorrow, where I'm going to be talking about um, both the theatrical and the director's cuts for Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Live long and prosper. Out.